Hey monkeys, how you doing? Damian Keys here. So how do you get music industry professionals to come to your gig? Now, every single day, without fail, I will get messages and emails, Facebook, Instagram, even Snapchat messages asking me to come to a gig, even putting me on guest lists. And whilst it's very, very flattering, it's just not feasible for me to go to all these gigs. And I try my best to go to as many gigs as possible, but I also have all the business stuff. I have other engagements. I have life which catches up. I've got all of those things. So the reality is how do you get me or other music industry professionals to come to your gig? Well, this is my top 10 tips to help you invite the music industry to come and see you play live. Tip number one, make it as easy as possible for these music industry professionals or myself. I'm going to use myself as an example in this video. You need to make it as easy as possible. Now, I have had requests to go to gigs as far away as America and Australia and plenty in Europe, but let's be realistic. I live in Brighton, which is the southern point of the UK. Am I going to come to America to come and watch a gig? Am I going to go to Australia? I'm not. I'd love to be able to say yes, but the teleportation system or the Junior Birdman rocket pants haven't been invented yet that are going to take me there at the speed of light. So you've got to play as near me or as near these music industry professionals as possible to make it as easy for them as possible. It would be amazing if you could get a music industry person to travel from London to Manchester, and if they are in the area, they may just come. But let's just be realistic for a second. If you want music industry people or certain people to come to your gig, you need to go to them rather than expecting them to come to you. Tip number two, plenty of warning. I need to plan these things. Now, contrary to popular belief, I do plan my life further than tonight. So realistically, if you want me to come to your gig and you're booking your gig 6 weeks in advance, don't leave it till the last minute, because that happens all of the time where someone goes, "What are you doing tonight?" Well, I'm probably busy. And even if I'm not, the reality of me changing my mindset and my plans for tonight is not realistic. And it's the same for anybody. This is not just music industry professionals. This is getting people to your gig. This is about giving them plenty of time and warning so they can get used to the idea. So if you've got 4 weeks leading up to a gig, tell them 4 weeks in advance so they've got time to get used to the idea and to plan. Tip number three, what format are you sending out this invitation or request? Are you going to print out tickets and send them in the mail with a handwritten letter? Or are you going to wait until the day and are you going to send me through a very quick Instagram message which just says, "Fancy coming to a gig"? Now, whilst they are both the same question, one of them puts a big value on me. It makes me feel like I am an important person. The other one feels like you're just making up the numbers. So have a think about how you're asking them. How you're asking them via email, how you're asking them via social media, as well as the time that you're giving them. The way that you're asking them is very, very important. Tip number four, give me some foreplay. Don't just jam it in. Let's build a relationship. Let's bring some lube into the game. What I don't need is just a message from some randomer saying, "Come to my gig." And I'm thinking, I don't really know who you are or what your band is or who your band sounds like. It's just a request out of the blue. Let's build a relationship. Let's slow things down. Let's start with hello. Then we'll start with building a relationship. And then after a while, that is the point where you can hit them with the punchline, which is, "Look, I'm playing down in Brighton. I would love it if you came and checked us out. I can put you on the guest list." But just out of the blue start asking people is effectively just going to piss them off. So your best bet is to start with relationship building, warm them up a little bit, maybe a little bit of wine, maybe some food, maybe some Nando's, and then later on Netflix and chill, which basically means at that point you can ask them if they're going to come to your gig. But let's take things slow and not just go straight in for the punchline straight away. Tip number five, build my interest. What actually happens at your shows? Why are they so good? You're telling me they're brilliant. I want to know why. Why not prove it? Show me. This is the chance for you to actually record some of your gigs, video them, take pictures, and actually be able to send this through to someone to say, "Look, this is what you're missing out on. This is the stuff that goes down at a gig," so that someone like myself can see it and go, "That looks like a lot of fun. That does look like something I'd like to go and be involved in. Yes, I will give up my Wednesday night to come and see you play live." Because other than that, I'm just guessing. I'm just looking at the name of the band. I might go and listen to some songs and go, "That's quite good," but I want to see what happens on your shows to get me there. Tip number 6, social proofing. Why not sell your gig out first and then start inviting some important people? Because at that point, you have social proof. You have a way of saying, this gig is sold out, but we've got a couple of guest lists and we'd love to get you down to get your thoughts. Now, instantly, that person is going to be thinking, wow, sold out. What am I missing out on here? Why is everyone going to this gig? Why is this the place to be? I don't want to miss out on that. Therefore, I am much more likely to go to this gig. Now, if there's only going to be 4 or 5 people there and I do show up, what's going to happen? Any music industry person who shows up and there's nobody else there, that's your first impression. Is, yeah, great, the band are fantastic, but nobody cares. And you don't want that. So your best bet is to think about the social proofing. Make sure you pick the right venue to fill it up, get it filled up, and then go in for the kill with some of the music industry people and make them scared not to be there. Tip number 7, social currency. Slightly different from social proofing. With social currency, this is something that benefits me. So for example, if you've got some music industry type or some celebrity, some local celebrity that's going to come down, that I'm just thinking, wow, if they're there, then maybe I can get something out of this as well. So for example, maybe I can get some pics or some videos for my social media, or I get to go and tell my friends, yeah, I was chilling out with so-and-so at the gig the other day. That adds to my social currency as well as yours. So effectively, if you can target one really great person to come down, then from there, you're using that person to get the next person and the next person. So effectively, it becomes a bit of a domino effect. Tip number 8, remind me. Lots of reminders. Now remember, you've given me 3 or 4 weeks notice to lead up to this gig. I will have forgotten 3 or 4 hours after you've reminded me. So lots of reminders. A week later, don't forget, 3 weeks time, just let you know, don't forget in case you haven't booked it out, there's our gig in Brighton. Yeah, no problem at all. Don't forget, dude, 2 weeks. We're getting really excited now. We've got a few ideas for this show. Oh yeah, cool. Dude, next week, I'm just saying it's the gig, and if you've got time for a pint afterwards, then we'd love to see you there. Just a quick reminder. Yeah, no problem at all. 2 days time. Oh my God, we're so excited for this. We're going to smash this gig. It's going to be awesome. Can't wait to see you on Tuesday or on Wednesday. Then on the day of the gig, you've got some social media stuff happening, which you can potentially even tag people in and say, really excited that you're coming down. Really, really hope you can still make it. These reminders to make me go, oh shit, yeah, oh yeah. Because a lot of the time, it's not that I don't want to go. It's just life catches up. Things are changing all the time. We're all in the same boat. Yes, I plan on doing something, but there's a good chance that things might change. So reminders along the way is definitely going to help people get to your gig. Tip number 9, playing to their ego. Everyone's got an ego, especially in the music industry, so play to it. Now you want these music industry types to come to your gig because of the opportunity, because of the social currency that it brings. You want their advice, you want their guidance, you want their strategies, you want their network. You want them to be on board with you. So in which case, playing to their ego, we'd love to get you down to the gig because we'd love to actually hear your thoughts, because you're really good at this and we want to get better at this, and we'd love your advice on what we need to do next. Instantly, you're putting them on a pedestal and they're thinking, well, I am quite good at this. And automatically, they're more likely to want to help. When someone says, we need your help, people are automatically more likely to help. So play to their ego, put them on a bit of a pedestal, and allow them to have their ego stroked in order to get what you want. And tip number 10, don't get disheartened. Just because they haven't come to your gig when they might have said that they would, it doesn't make them a bad person. Don't forget, if you're a music industry person, you're going to gigs all of the time. This isn't a special occasion. This isn't something where they've bought tickets especially to come to a show. They're doing their job, and sometimes life catches up. So don't get pissed off with them. Your best bet is to say, don't worry about it. It's not a problem. We're going to do another gig in a month's time. Why don't we see if we can get you down to that one? Or if they don't turn up to that one, do it again and again and again, and just keep being relentless and keep trying to look after them and keep saying, it's fine, honestly, we totally get it. You're busy. Again, you're playing to the ego a little bit. And if you keep doing that, after a while, these people will relent and they will say, do you know what? You're right. I missed that show. I feel guilty. I'll come to the next one. So don't get pissed off and don't give up. Keep going, keep putting on these shows, keep inviting people, and keep giving them a reason to come to your shows so that you can look after them. So there's a bunch of ideas to get music industry professionals down to your show. I know I get requests all of the time to go to gigs and to go onto guest lists that I just physically can't do because I've got so much on, and I know so many music industry types who feel exactly the same way. So hopefully that helps. What I need you to do now is I need you to mash the old subscribe button. I need you to like, I need you to comment. I need you to be a part of this community because we're doing this every single day. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow.